Hey guys, it's Neil here.
I'm Paul.
We're from Teledras Grove, and this is part of our new YouTube channel, Rambling Equestrians.
Yep, we're going to go with that one. I've picked a topic this morning. I haven't told Neil what it is. And I think most of you can probably relate to this one. How many people have come up to us and gone, "Can I ride your horse?"
Fucking Jesus.
I mean, people don't think about this. There's one point I want to make. It's an intimate experience for most of us, especially if you're on Beth's page, you'll understand it's an intimate experience with your horse. So for someone to come up and ask that, it's like, "Can I test drive your bed?"
Yes.
Like,
or your husband.
You know, some places are riding schools and some places are riding schools and things like that, and they're set up to accommodate for that. And other people have horses at that level of education or whatever. And I mean, don't get me wrong, there's no harm in ever asking, but the problem I think for most of us is feeling comfortable to reply without being a bitch.
Rude, nasty. I've sort of hit the point where I'm getting to that part of my life where I'm like, you know what, guys, no. And I'm going to be nasty about it, because you can ask once and fair enough. And if I'm going to say no, don't keep asking, because we breed horses. We have babies in the paddock. We don't have...
We're focused on broodmares and our stallion, and the prime one that's trained to be ridden at the moment is our stallion. So we actually have a personal rule, that if anyone's going to ride our stallion, we both have to agree on the person that rides it. Like, he's a business asset, and without him there, we can't breed our horses. So it's a huge thing for us. So anyone that rides him, we need to agree that they're not going to be rough and do damage to him. You know, there's so many factors we take into, but then it's also, has the horse had its feet done? Do we have the right gear? Do they have a helmet? Do they have boots? Do they know how to ride? Do they have any experience with horses?
I love it when people rock up and they're wearing thongs. That has to be my favourite. Yeah, let's go for a ride wearing thongs and shorts. Awesome. I used to work for a riding school, and we used to do trail rides as well. And some of because we also did training, dressage and hacking and showing every weekend, we used to use some of our show horses for the trail rides. And this one guy actually rocked up, yes, I can ride, jumped on my boy, gave him a kick. My boy, being very well trained, took off at a gallop. And then he reefed so hard on the horse's reins that the bridle came off and he fell off because the horse stopped so quickly. And I mean, that guy paid, and then we figured out afterwards that he'd been drinking because we could smell his breath. I think he was on the ground. So we had to go make sure he was okay. And so no, it's hard, because I understand it's good fun to ride horses. We all love it. We really enjoy it. But we put a lot of work and effort and sweat and tears into what we actually do. And I'm not just talking about us, I'm talking about all equestrians.
Yeah.
We all work really hard. And that bond that Paul's talking about, if we start to keep asking the horse to let other people ride it, so many things can go wrong by accident.
But it also needs a certain level of training to facilitate different people riding and different people not riding the same way. And people don't realise that someone getting on the horse and riding the wrong way can start causing damage, just like wearing the wrong kind of shoes or, you know, not having the right kind of posture support at your computer desk. So they're things that have a knock-on impact. And I mean, at the end of the day, there is no harm in asking, but I would find it less abrasive if someone was here patting the horses, talking to us physically, and was like, "So, do you mind if I ride? Like, is that a possibility?" Whereas when people send you those random messages and they might not even be in the same country as you, and it's like, really? Like,
we haven't caught up in ages, and yet you want to ride our horses.
I don't even know if you can ride a horse.
Yes.
So there's never any harm in asking, but
and I don't want
guess
to shame
for all of
anyone
us
into asking as well, but
there's got to be an easy answer for people, or a way to make people realise it's not just an easy yes. There's things that we all have to factor in, and it's not like we can just off the top of our heads just go yes straight away. It's not like we have an old schoolmaster that is suitable here ourselves. Some
We
people
do.
might.
She's pregnant, so you can't ride her.
Yeah. So, there's factors that come in. And I mean, I would love to hear if some of you guys have a way of saying this to people. But
nicely.
yeah,
Yes.
I think the best analogy I've come up with so far has been that it's intimacy, and it's like asking to test drive your bed.
Yeah, that's probably actually a really good one. Gross, but a good one.
But
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I know a lot of people that won't even allow you to drive their car, let alone test their bed. So
don't drive our car.
Don't drive our car, don't test our bed, and don't keep asking to ride our ponies.
I mean, don't take this as criticism, anyone. Yeah. It's nothing personal, but we put so much work into these guys. We have given up so much of our lives to be here for these animals. So our dedication level for what we're doing is there, and we don't ride anywhere near as much as we want to. I'm still learning. So, we need to put the time into ourselves as well. And I guess if someone wants to ride our horses, if they're out here for a holiday and they're helping feed the horses and doing some work, the emphasis and the feeling for us to give to that person an experience with the horses is there, and we want to do something for that person. Yeah. And they've had time to learn over a few days how to interact with the animals in the first place. Whereas a rando coming up that doesn't even know how to pat a horse but wants to know how to ride a horse, that you've got to start at the beginning, and you've got to teach the people that own that horse, that have a bond with that horse, that they can trust you with that animal.
Yeah.
So, look, if you guys have a better way of telling people no, or a way to get them to think about the bond with these animals, let us know. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, one of the things I learned doing a lot of the classical dressage is it takes one mistake and 1,000 times of good, doing it right before that one mistake is actually forgotten, especially with horses. So you can stuff up once and have to do it 1,000 times to fix it. So, it is so fickle what we do, and, they're not little animals, so we have to be careful. And so, yeah, like Paul said, if there's anything else that you guys can actually tell us or give us an idea on how we can actually stop asking people or give them a good way of answering, that would be really good.
All right, we'll see you again, probably tomorrow.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.
See ya.